Yeah, we're live.
We're
And with
back,
that,
boys.
we are back with the part two of IPL Auctions 2025. We just finished having a look at RCB, and next we'll look into Chennai Super Kings, or arch rivals. Yeah. What do you think? How
Okay.
was CSK's auction to just sum up?
To sum it up, look, they got pretty much the same team that they had last time. The only difference
Mm,
probably being the bowling looks a little different with Ashwin
mm,
coming in and
mm,
with Khalil in place of Tushar Deshpande. But
mm,
overall, you are still looking at a very, very, very identical batting order. Right?
mm-hmm.
So you would Ruturaj Gaikwad is still your captain. You'll be opening with Devin Conway. You'll see someone like Rachin at three, maybe Dubey at four. Um, we'll get to the playing 11. We'll sit and hatch
We'll get to
that
the
in
playing
front of you.
11,
Yeah.
but yeah, uh, I think CSK had the best retention per value per money coming into the auction.
Yes. Agreed.
They had uncapped player MS Dhoni at 4 crores. So
So
they,
the thing
yeah.
with MS Dhoni is if they've retained MS at 4 crores, that is okay.
Mm,
But the bigger question is where is he going to play? Because if MS is going to bat at seven and come and do Tala things for two balls and go away, it is a waste of playing him in the 11. You can argue that he's going to give you insights, that is not your primary priority anymore. Looking at the batting order, Tala batting at 5 or 6 is ideal. You
mhm.
can't have him coming in with three balls to spare and hitting one or two sixes. Instead, have him come in at 5, do the same thing. If you get out, you get out, and then the rest of the batters can go ahead with it because you're putting way too much to do. And that is probably what screwed them over on May 18th as well in that last game.
Yeah, no doubt we saw they going bowling heavy, but
Yeah.
how does the batting look?
Batting, in my opinion, is actually not that great. Okay,
Okay.
I know this will be received with mixed feelings,
Hmm.
but let me put it in context for you. Ruturaj Gaikwad has been very up and down in terms of his form. Devin
Yeah.
Conway, I still think, is very consistent. Rachin Ravindra, if you base it off of what he did last year, looks a little jittery right now.
Hmm.
But given current form, he might end up doing better. It's just that he's not suited for Chennai, even though he's a good player of spin.
Hmm.
Aha, Ashwin Mandot Bandhavare. Life is sorted today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ideally, you're looking at the top four being these guys, right? Rachin and followed by Dubey.
Yeah.
Dubey again was a good hit in the first half of last year, but ever since they put up that deputy commissioner of sixes post, Dubey's career has only gone through a downfall.
Yeah.
So you need to look at all of this, put it into perspective, because what happens after Dubey, you bought yourself Rahul Tripathi and Deepak Hooda, who are not players who should be played at number 5. They should
Yeah.
be played at number 3. Okay,
Yeah.
but your 3 is filled because of Rachin. Then what will you do? Are you going to play someone like
No, like
maybe
before you jump into the conversation of Rachin, just
yeah,
state me your four overseas that will be the straight up pick for the 11.
straight up picks? Okay, Devin Conway, Rachin Ravindra. Then you're going with Patirana. And
Mm-hmm.
my fourth pick will be a toss up based on the pitch between Noor Ahmed and Sam Curran.
Noor
In
Ahmad and Sam.
Chennai, in Chennai, you play Noor Ahmed. Outside,
Mm-hmm.
you play Sam Curran. Very simple, good way to look at it. So if you're playing Sam Curran, you have that extra batting depth also, and that can be helpful. I
Okay,
think
now that
what
you
is
have
screwing them over is their middle order. That's all.
now that you have sealed the foreign slot, let's just go the remaining seven Indian players. So
Okay.
Ruturaj will be opening along
Top
with
four is sorted. Yeah,
yeah,
top
top
four
four
we've
is
discussed that already. Okay,
yeah.
so number 5 is their large problem. We'll get to that later. Let's say Tala at 6. Let's say
Mhm.
Jadeja at 7.
Hmm. Ash at 8.
Ash at 8, of course. 9 and 10 would probably be Patirana, and I would like Anshul Kamboj, but knowing CSK, they will start with Khalid Ahmed, wait for him to screw up in the first half of the tournament, then bring Anshul Kamboj in the second half of the tournament.
Yeah.
That
CSK
is,
have a wider ground, and we saw them make use of the wider aspect with Mustafizul last season.
yeah,
So I think they let go of Fizz and got Khalil Ahmed.
yes.
So who will be
Who does
filling
not give
in?
you the same, he does not give you the same uh, role. It's
Yeah.
much more different. His style of bowling is not the same. His style of bowling is more similar to what Tushar Deshpande was doing for them.
Yeah, but they would love to have a left armer going over there. So if you look at it, so they also got a backup with Mukesh Stark.
Mukesh, yes. So that is all. That's all right. I don't think Mukesh will be starting in the playing 11 anyway, because again, as I said, your number 11 option is between Noor Ahmed or Sam Curran. If you play Noor, you play him at 11. If you play Sam Curran, you play him at maybe 6 or 7. That empty spot that I left at 5 has to be between Deepak Huda and Rahul Tripathi, and that is going to be their primary problem.
Hmm.
So their other option is to probably play Vijay Shankar at 5, who is again not that not that
Suicidal.
well
That would be
proven.
suicide at Chepauk.
Very suicidal indeed. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I think Ash has improved his batting game definitely over the last 2 years.
yes,
So we saw
for
him
sure.
what he
Yeah.
did for the Indigo Dragons.
Yeah.
Uh, he promoted himself up the order. He used to come up the order.
Yes.
We saw him play the
He
same
opened
final line.
also. Yeah.
Yeah, the intensity is definitely not the same compared to a
Yeah.
domestic tournament and IPL.
Of course.
But I think Ashwin can be used anywhere from 3 to 5, 6, 7, knowing CSK and floating Ashwin over there.
Yeah. I mean, yes, you can play Ashwin as a floater, but when you have someone like Sam Curran in your team, he's a much better option for a floater than Ashwin.
Yeah, if you're
That's all
playing
I'm
in
saying.
Chepauk, as you mentioned, there's no slot for Sam Curran.
Correct.
So Ash would have to play the role of Sam Curran with extra batting ability over there
Correct.
in the absence of
But
Sam Curran.
again, I don't see it as an absolute necessity to do so, but maybe if Tala is feeling a little restless, send Ashwin ahead. Come in
Mhm.
towards the end when there's 36 runs left of the last over, then we'll see.
Yeah, but how does this look playing anywhere on a batting paradise, let's say Mumbai, Chennai, or Hyderabad?
Not exactly structured for a batting paradise. I think their biggest bonus over here is Devon Conway because
Hmm.
he was very consistent. Okay,
Yeah,
so if he can do something similar to what he used to do in the past, then Devon Conway is the most threatening looking batter in this lineup. I don't look at Ruturaj and Rachin in the same fashion, even though if they are in form, it's a different ball game altogether. But
yeah,
once you crack through that top order, there is really nothing much coming in until you reach Tala. And Tala will only show up after the 18th over, so that's all right.
yeah. He's
So,
most likely to take up the impact player role, but
correct.
uh, with Devon Conway back, I don't think MS will even keep at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at MS as an impact player, then it makes CSK's job actually much easier
Mhm.
because you have good legs on the field. Then you don't need to worry. But I really think impact player for Tala is not really going to work out for them because they want his brains on the field. Is something that they themselves have mentioned. His presence on the field is something that they want, it seems. So, looking at their perspective, that's what they said. Let's leave it at that. Let's look at some of their, backups, their uncapped picks.
Yeah, they
Sheikh
got
Rashid,
Shreyas
I'd say,
Gopal at 30
yeah.
lakhs.
Shreyas Gopal will specifically play only against RCB. They've kept him only for one match. Okay, that's his only job.
Yeah, you if you have 7 to 8 different players who can win you just 1 or 2 games, that's
Yeah,
makes you sorted single-handedly.
yeah, that's a very CSK way to do it.
Yeah.
That's completely all right. Again, this is a very classic CSK team. There is no big name. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
their large bidding happened for Ashwin. Everything else
Mm-hmm.
was very peacefully sorted out separately.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you're looking at a very classic looking CSK side. It's very similar to multiple sides in the past,
Yeah.
and you never know how they could turn out to be in the tournament. But on paper, it is not something that other teams should be scared of, especially if they are batting first. Because
Yeah.
if they are chasing, then the death bowling looks good with Vatirana handling it.
Mm. But if they can farm wickets on Chepauk,
Yeah,
God bless you for the
absolutely.
back.
Yeah, indeed. Because on Chepauk, there's nothing being given to you at the death because all Patirana bowls is a Yorker.
Yeah.
And in your middle overs, it's very difficult to get Ashwin and Jadeja away on turning tracks like that. Now you have Noor Ahmed also added into the picture. So that is going to make it difficult for sure. But outside Chepauk is what we're looking at. And again, the knockouts are not going to be in Chepauk this time because CSK didn't qualify. The
Yeah.
knockouts are now going to be structured around the likes of Eden Gardens.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's
On
see
a
how it
scale
goes.
of 10, 0 to 10, how much do you rate this squad?
CSK, I would give it a 6.5.
6.5 out of 10. Yeah. Fair
6.5 out of
enough.
10 because they could have done much better, honestly speaking, in terms of their middle order or in terms of their bowlers, fast bowlers specifically.
Definitely. So moving ahead to next team, Mumbai
Am
Indians.
I scary?
Yeah.
Scary. Very scary at first glance.
Yeah.
But the first thing you notice with this side, forget about how dangerous that batting lineup looks. There is one factor of instability, which is their wicket keeper. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because they bought Will Jacks for 5.5 crores in one light side hustle with RCB. And after that has happened, you realize, okay, your opener is going to be Will Jacks with Rohit Sharma. That is fine. You have Tilak Verma at 3. You have Surya
Mm-hmm.
Kumar at 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Vishal says controversial with 6.5, but I think pitch curation in CSK will be ranked in us. Absolutely. But
Yeah.
if you compare it with how it was last year's pitches in Chepauk were actually flat.
Yeah. That's because Chennai lacked the quality spinners.
Yeah. So, okay, maybe given that they have the kind of spin attack that can win them games in Chepauk once again, uh, they could go back to making rank turners on that pitch. But at the same time, if a team like KKR comes in over there with their bowlers, it's going to be a proper tussle because Varun Chakravarti, Sunil Narayan, and they have. We'll get to that pretty soon. There's
Yeah.
another
We'll get to
little
the point
mystery
when we go
element
to
there.
KKR. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are teams that can cook CSK pretty hard on rank turners as well. But overall, I think CSK on Chepauk will always be a fortress for them, but their batting does seem to lack a little in the middle order this time. Okay, so back
Yeah.
to Mumbai.
Yeah.
As I was saying, Jackson Rohit to open, Tilak at 3, Sky at 4. Let us
Mm-hmm.
say that they play Naman Dheer at 5. Okay. Let's say they play Hardik Pandya at 6.
Okay.
Then you're probably looking at who's your number 7?
Number 7.
Okay, leave that number 7 open because you will have to play a wicket keeper there. Okay. It has to be between Ryan Rickelton or Robin Mins. Let's get to that
Yeah.
later. Your
Mm-hmm.
your bonus over here is that in your top 6 you have only one overseas, right? So
Yeah.
leave that number 7 alone. Come to number 8. Number
Okay.
8 will be someone like Deepak Chahar. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, you will play Jasprit Bumrah and Trent Bolt at 10 and 11.
Okay.
Who plays at number 9? Who's their spinner?
Their spinner, they got back Karan Sharma. Did
Karan
they get Karan
Sharma.
Sharma?
Yes,
Yeah.
they got the Karan Sharma.
They
Yeah.
got back Karan Sharma.
Okay, so
They have Mitchell
this
Santner.
is where I'll go a little left field. Okay, I will go left field. Yes, I was thinking Mitchell Santner also, but Since you
Allah,
have
Allah
packed your
Gazanfar.
top seven, as yes, you're going. I was thinking Allah Gazafar because in your top six you have Will Jacks. Then
Mm-hmm.
let's say you play Trent Bolt. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you can always push up Hardik and push down Naman based on the context of the game. That's all right. But these two followed. Okay, so we've taken two overseas. That is
Jackson Bolt.
Bolton, Jackson, Bolt are guaranteed. So if
I
you
think Allah
play,
Gazanfar is also a guarantee considering the mystery aspect that he brings in.
yes. So Allah Ghaznfar or Mitch Santner would be the call, but you would go with Allah Ghaznfar because of his mystery spin, and maybe on the right kind of pitches you could always bring Santner in as well. But it looks like another franchise where Santner is going to spend some time on the bench delivering water bottles to the ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, so your number seven has to be someone like Ryan Rickleton or Robin Mins. If you play Robin Mins, you could make space for Santner
Mm-hmm.
because Hardik, and this is going to be the weird part, right? You have Trent Bolt, you have Deepak Chahar,
Mm-hmm.
and you have Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah.
With the three of these guys, if Hardik Pandya touches that new ball,
Imagine
then
having the
that's
best power play bowling lineup in the entire IPL and
exactly.
Hardik Headband Pandya comes in with the new ball to open for them.
Yeah. Mitch Santner with the bat, I will say he is pretty solid. He's good enough to bat at number eight. Okay. At number eight, I will always be happy having Mitch Santner. I think CSK's mistake was playing him a little higher in that match against RCB towards the end. But at eight, Santner is completely all right. So yeah, that's what MI looks like. They have a bunch of options. As expected, after two rounds, they brought Arjun Tendulkar back into the team, and people were getting a little worried about their
They just
nepotism quotas.
didn't want to make it look obvious, so they made it subtle in a way that they got back with Arjun Tendulkar in the third round.
Of course, I was actually hoping that Delhi Capitals would like raise the bid by one for this guy. So the thing with Srijit is he's really talented. He's done a great job for Karnataka as well.
Mhm.
But the primary problem with Srijit is that he performs a little better when he plays in the top four. Because your top four is a little packed, I would say Robin Mins would be a better option because he's someone who can come in and start hitting from first ball, and you really don't need him. You can give him that freedom in terms of how he's batting because of the kind of batting that's around him. There's a lot of
Mhm.
depth in Mumbai Indians' batting, and I haven't even spoken about the impact player yet. This is
Yeah.
just their playing 11. Within their playing 11 itself, they have batting up to 8. Solid
Yeah.
batting up to 8.
If you look at the roles that they have got, so they have three wicket keepers,
Yeah.
six all-rounders, just
Yeah.
four pure batters registered under the name of batters, and they got
Yes.
10 bowlers. So that's
Correct.
some massively investment on the bowlers.
Correct. And if you look at their four pure batters, Tilak Verma is still a bowling option.
Yeah, he can bowl you a couple of overs of spin. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. So they have a lot of options. It looks like a great side. It looks very scary because of the kind of bowling that they have this time. Last year it was a very bat dominated show, but they've done their homework. Bro. They've done an insanely good job.
Yeah,
Srijit
I
getting
think
games ahead of Mins, I'm not sure because I think they'll just go Rickleton because they have that extra foreign slot available to them. But let's see what they can cook with that
I
because
think
they
Mumbai
also
have
have
a top heavy batting and top heavy bowling this time, so that makes it
correct.
completely balanced with the mix of all rounders they already had.
So, man, it looks great. Your boy still okay after the auction. I'm actually
Yeah,
feeling great. You should check out our previous stream for what we thought about RCB. We had a 47-minute discussion about that because you know there was a lot of
it's
things
not
to.
really that bad. So we'll get back to RCB with a separate
Yeah,
episode. So we'll make that happen. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Make sure to
absolutely.
subscribe, hit that bell icon. You know what to do. Yeah.
Yes, of course. And you can also see that they've backed up their players really well.
Yeah.
Forget about Bumrah. You can never back up Bumrah. But Trent Bolt has been beautifully backed up with Reece Topley. Deepak
Yeah.
Chahar, you backed him up with, okay, Arjun Tendulkar,
Lizard
not the
Williams.
greatest. Yeah, Lizard Williams is also an option, but Arjun Tendulkar can maybe bat a little bit more. All your all-rounders can back each other up. Naman Der, Hardik Pandya, Will Jacks, they're just copies of each other. Raj Bawa as well, if it really comes down to it. You have three wicket-keeping options. Anybody could come in at any stage. All of them would serve the same role very low down the order. So yeah, it's a really nice, well backed up team
Yeah,
overall.
I can't wait for the Twitter and the whole cricket chat around the world to go like MI's scouting team is the best with Robin Mins.
Yeah,
So
that credit actually goes to KKR first,
KKR, and he was
and
picked
then
up by
GT,
Gujarat
picked up by
for
GT.
last
Yes.
season, but
So
very unfortunate
KKR
for Mins
was, yeah, he
to
had a
be in
Rishabh
the wrong
Pant
accident. Yeah.
scene. Yes.
Yeah, but if you all are not aware of who Robin Mins is, he is known as the Chris Gale of Jharkhand, and that's all we
Yeah.
tell.
And apparently Suresh Raina compares him with himself.
Mhm.
Predicted top four teams to the playoffs. Let's discuss all the teams and then we'll get to that
Yeah,
towards the end.
we'll get to this in the later part of this live stream. Yeah,
Yeah.
stay tuned for that.
But if I have to say, if I have to like look at MI at first glance, this is a very trophy-worthy team, not just in terms of what their players bring to the table, but also in terms of leadership.
Yeah. Uh, too many cooks
Moving on,
spoil the broth.
too many cooks spoil the broth is a very good way to look at it, but I only believe in Jassi Bhai.
Yeah, we also believe only in Jasiba. Yeah. Next up, we move to the team which came in with the most amount of buzz.
And I
They had
think
a lot
they
of
did
shopping
a
to do
great
for
job.
both the days. Yeah.
Yeah.
How does
Project
Project
Ponting,
Ponting look?
solid. Great job overall. I think they did overpay a little bit for Shreyas Iyer. I was actually thinking they'd try to grab Steve Smith as an
Yeah.
opening option because that sounded like something Ponting would do. But the second Josh Inglis came in, that Steve Smith option was ruled out
Also, let's
because
not
now,
forget the songs that Aussie players went for Punjab Kings. So you
yeah,
have Glenn Maxwell, Marcus Stoinis, you have Josh Inglis,
Josh Inglis,
and I think even Xavier Bartlett is also, yeah, he's from Australia, yeah.
yeah,
And Aaron Hardy. So you have,
Aaron Hardy as well. Yes,
yeah, you have what, six Aussies in the lineup?
yeah, and the other two would be
Yeah,
Marco Jansen
sorry,
and
five
Basmatullah
Aussies in the
Overside.
lineup. Yeah,
Five Aussies, yeah.
yeah, they did a solid job. So starting with the most expensive picks,
Shreyas
we'll
Iyer.
start with the captain, Shreyas Iyer, who is most
Yes.
likely to be the captain. Yeah.
Absolutely. He is the captain. There's no doubt there. They
Hmm.
wanted a captain. They wanted to build a fresh looking squad. And I think starting off with last year's winning captain is a good place to start.
Yeah. So before we move to Punjab Kings, so let's just have your rating on Mumbai Indians out of 10.
Right. Mumbai Indians out of 10, I'd say 9.5.
9.5. That's a solid 9.5.
I'm not giving 10 to any team this time
Yeah.
because every team has something lacking.
Yeah,
And
it's like your JEE exam. You can't get
yeah,
the entire marks. Yeah.
yeah, there's no such thing as a perfect 10 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ponting tried to build a very similar squad as what he had in Delhi Capitals when he just came in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that factor of Shreyas Iyer, then having Stoinis around him,
Mm-hmm.
that whole concept of using Ashdeep Singh as your primary bowler, backed up by Chahal and Lockie Ferguson. If you look at how it was over there, it was backed up by Nokia and Kuldeep Yadav. So it's a very similar structure that they're building. Nokia again being a 150 plus bowler. Now you have Lockie Ferguson in that place being a 150 plus bowler. Instead of left arm wrist spin, he's replaced it with right arm wrist spin.
Okay.
So it's a very good similar structure, and I think this is the first time in a long time that Punjab has ticked a lot of boxes. The first
Yeah,
time
if
they've
you
had a good
remember,
auction.
this was our same reaction after the 2022 mega auctions. So we
Yes.
all thought like Punjab really cooked a very good, strong, and balanced squad for 3 years,
Yeah.
but they never managed to cross the line even once with a strong squad.
Correct. So I
Punjab
think that
stayed
is
to the
what happens
2020 form.
inside on the internal side of Punjab is something that we can never be sure about. But since Ponting has come in this time, hopefully that Zinta factor is reduced.
The factor is reduced, but I think Punjab have built something very parallel to the 2022 squad again, going with
Yes.
all familiar names, the
Familiar names,
Aussie
yes.
factor,
Yeah.
and not to forget, most of these players will be playing in a fresh venue where they haven't played, which was Mohali earlier.
Correct. Yes.
So there are a few question marks here, but
Yes.
we'll get into it. Yeah, we'll
Playing
start with
11?
Ashdeep Singh. So here's my take. So if they bought back Ashdeep at 18 crores, they could have retained him as well at 18 crores by
Correct.
taking
So
him out.
I'm thinking there was a case of Arshdeep thinking he could have gone for a little more than 18,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that was okay. That was a decent call from him. But Arshdeep at 18 is spot on.
Mm-hmm.
There's no lefts and rights about it. It's absolutely perfectly spot on, and I think that's completely all right. He's back where he belongs.
Yeah, I think Punjab would like to build the identity of the franchise around him,
Correct.
uh, with his massive success sprint from the days of Hessen. Not to forget, Ashdeep Singh was bought to Punjab Kings by Mike Hessen for 20 lakhs, and that's where the
Yeah.
story started for
Yeah, it
Ashdeep
was
Singh.
another Mike Hassan masterclass. Okay, Vishal, about GT, we'll get to GT pretty soon. Let's just finish up on Punjab. Yeah,
Yeah. So, fair enough. So you got the number one ranked T20 bowler to your side. Yeah, straight up.
perfect.
80 crores.
Yes.
Yeah, you had the purse, you burnt. Then
Yeah.
you went all hard on Shreyas Iyer, which was very
Yes.
expected from Ponting. The
Absolutely.
Ponting Shreyas Iyer combination that started with Delhi.
Correct.
We see it all over again.
Yes. So now, if you hatch that playing 11, no, the first thing that people are going to do is look at that middle order and say, oh my God, they have Maxwell, they have Stoinis, they have Shashank Singh. I would like to take a step back. Okay. What if, I mean, this is a way to look at it because of their success rates in the IPL.
Yeah.
I would like to open with Stanis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you open with Stanis and you have Prabhsimran opening next to him, let's say you play someone like maybe Josh Inglis at three, right? Maxwell plays at four,
Okay, first you let me know the four overseas that you'll play.
overseas. All right. So let's go with Josh Inglis. Let's go Glenn Maxwell with Marcus Stoinis and Lockie Ferguson.
Okay.
Okay. I know they have Janssen. I think Janssen is a little bit of a very context sensitive scenario because you have Arshdeep Singh who bowls for you at the death, so Janssen is not mandatory because Lockie Ferguson also does the same call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's look at how it could be with. So look, you had two options. Either you open with Josh Inglis or you open with Marcus Stoinis, right? I would
Okay.
like to go the Stoinis direction because Josh Inglis is still proven at the middle order. But the history that Marcus Stoinis has had in the IPL, even for Delhi, he's done so well for them as an opener. If you look at his 100 that came last year against LSG, against CSK, while he was playing at LSG, it came when he batted at three, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Marcus
So
Stoinis has always been
Stoinis is
successful
a
when
top
he's
order
pushed
player.
on top. And
Yes,
the same goes with Glenn Maxwell as well, not to forget. So Maxwell
exactly.
has been back and forth with Punjab, Delhi, and now with RCB.
Yeah, he's
The
completed the
reason,
Holy Trinity.
yeah, he's completed the Holy Trinity, but with the trophy.
With the trophy, yes.
with the
With the
trophy.
trophy is slightly on another side in a different team.
Yeah. So
Yes.
the mistake we did with RCB is we pushed Maxwell. We played with Maxwell's position, not just because
Yes.
of his form, but yeah, the situation we were going through.
Because of
But
the Will Jack situation, I
Will
agree.
Jack situation. So if you're playing Glenn Maxwell at
You
number
play him at
five,
four.
you that's the least you can go with Glenn Maxwell.
Yes. Perfect.
Four or anything above. If you're playing
Yes.
him at five, I don't think you'll get anything much from him,
I agree.
barring those quick fire tens or twenties that you get. That's all.
Yeah.
And Punjab being a bigger ground and it's slightly on the slower side, what players uh, tell after a few games. So the ideal scenario would be play Stoinis and Prabhsinran, make them open, play Maxwell at three.
Sure. Okay. That also works.
Yeah, that would be straight up explosive. So if Max either of them depart, so you will have a powerhouse batting lineup
Yeah.
coming
Look,
down the
that is
order.
one way to look at it. But I was thinking about it. Okay, so you have to play Shreyas Iyer at three, right?
Iyer is the perfect guy for number four. He is the
Really?
guy for four, I believe. Like he bats.
Okay,
Uh,
so Iyer Maxwell 3 and 4. Okay, you can go however you want with that. Cool.
yeah.
Now you're looking at let's see, Josh Inglis at five, Shashank Singh at six.
Mhm.
You know what?
You
Actually,
have Nehal
there is
Vadera.
also
You
Nehal
also
Vadera. Vadera is also there. I was thinking of him as more of an impact player role, but
I think you can use Shashank Singh at seven, Nehal Vadera at six.
Shashank at seven, Vadera at six, sure. Then your 9, 10, 11 is sorted with Chahal, Arshdeep, and Lockie Ferguson.
Yeah.
8 would probably be
They
someone
have
along the lines of
Harpreet,
Yash
Harpreet,
Thakur.
yes,
Harpreet Brar, yes, Harpreet
they
Brar
have
is
a
going to be a, yeah, yeah, perfect, perfect, yes.
yeah who can bat as
Forgot
well.
about it.
So if you want to go with a domestic option, I think Vishnu Vinod over there offers you the
Yes,
same quality as what a Josh Inglis would offer. We saw
agreed, yeah,
glimpses of Vishnu Vinod at MI last season.
yeah.
Uh, it's around the same quality what Josh Inglis offers.
Correct. So that possibility comes in a scenario where they struggle with their fast bowling, and maybe Lockie Ferguson does not pull up for them. I think if they play at Dharamshala, if they get a few games at Dharamshala, Lockie Ferguson is going to be insane.
I think Lockey will be useful everywhere. So even the Mulanpur ground is fairly
Yeah,
large.
fairly
He can
large.
make
Yes,
use of the long boundaries.
as long as they don't bowl him in the power play, that's all.
Yeah, so
You
Vishal
can
bought the
always have
point of
Stoinis in the power play.
Omar Zai, so we got confused of Omar Zai with his previous franchise, but Omar Zai will be playing for Punjab Kings this season.
Oh, okay,
So
okay. I thought the question was around GT because I didn't see Omar Zai. I just saw GT and I thought we'll come to that later. My bad, my
yeah,
bad.
so
So Omar Zai is a good backup pick for Steines. I really don't think he's going to start in the playing 11.
mhm,
I don't even think Omar Zai will be your primary backup pick for Steines because there is also Aaron Hardy in the team.
mhm.
Yes, it is. It is absolutely overseas reliant. I am not going to shy away from that fact, but I think that's got a lot to do with the way Ponting has structured his side. Right, your Indian core here is ideally going to be Arshdeep, Shreyas Iyer, and Yuzi Chahal.
Yeah,
Yeah. So aside from that, you're going to build a few uncapped picks around those guys like Vadera, Shashank Singh, and Prabhsimran, who are
yeah.
all great talents, very proven in last season as well. So it looked good. It looks really good in my opinion.
So if you like to play Vishnu Vinod over there as the wicket keeper, so one overseas slot
Then
opens
opens
up
up
and
Jansen. Yeah.
Janssen. That would
Yes.
make it look like sorted with the every
Absolutely.
alternate position. Yeah.
Yeah, every alternate position. Yeah, that also makes sense. So there's two ways of looking at it. Either you play English and you leave out Jansen, or you play Jansen and you play Vishnu Vinod in place of English. So yeah, two ways to go about it. Depends on how Ponting wants to look at it. I'd say he'd favor the Aussie. You never know.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the same template and the
Can
punting
Shashank
template.
Singh pull off the same season like last year? Great question. There's only one way to find out, and you will have to wait till March, April, May for that.
Yeah, only Project Ponting can answer that.
Because look, what the difference between last year and this year is that he will be pushed even lower down the order.
Hmm.
So, can he still replicate what he did? You never know. Let's see.
Only time will tell. Let's just slightly touch the base on Vaishak Vijay Kumar going to Punjab Kings over there for
Yes.
1.8 crores. Do you think
Yashak,
we can make use of those conditions? Can he start in the 11?
I don't think he's going to be a starter in the playing 11. He will be on the impact sub list, but I don't think they will sub him out instantly. Um, Specifically because they also have Kuldeep Sen and Yash Thakur there. And
Who
in my
offer a
opinion,
similar quality? Yeah.
they all offer you very similar qualities. So it comes down to whom you want to pick. I would say Yash Thakur is actually the most uh, non-leakage type of a bowler amongst the three of them, right? On the off day, Vaishak is more likely to leak runs when compared to Yash Thakur.
Thoughts on Mushir's addition here?
I'm happy that Mushir got picked to a franchise. At the same time, I was a little disheartened to see that Sarfraz didn't get picked to any franchise. But let's see. I mean, Mushir is not really not going to be in the starting 11, but maybe if something happens to one of their
Someone for
players,
the
like,
future.
yeah, someone for the future, of course. Yeah. Everyone else
So
is just for the bench, man. Like, there's not
anyone
much
is
they
just
can
for the
do.
bench, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the rating of Punjab Kings?
Look, it's been a long time since I've seen a Punjab side as good as this. I
Mm-hmm.
will have to give this a 9.5 as well.
Interesting,
Yeah.
9.5.
So on paper, this is one of the teams that I have for the playoffs this year.
One of the things for playoffs. So slightly contrasting opinion. Punjab
Yes.
won't make it to the playoffs.
I mean, look, that's why I said it's on paper, right? What
Yeah,
Zintaka cooks that side, you can never really be sure of it. It's always the
yeah.
management screwing with all the players, and
The
that
main
is
problem I see
already
with
evident this
Punjab
time, right?
Kings is nobody has a proper defined role over there. So everyone
Exactly.
is
That's the
considered to be
problem.
a floater over there. It's the same problem all over again. Shashank Singh
It's the
can bat
Livingstone
anywhere.
problem. Yes, it's the Livingstone problem again.
Iyer can play anywhere based on
Yes,
the results of last season.
correct.
So they will make Maxwell play anywhere over there. They will
Yeah.
make Janssen play anywhere over there. Stoinis
So
is
if
the
if
most
Ponting
played
if
player.
Ponting can put the players in one meeting room and tell them this is going to be your exact role for the rest of the season, define it, give it to them, write it down on a paper and give it to them, then there is a lot of potential for the team. Bowling wise, I have no issues. Bowling wise, Punjab look great.
Yeah. Okay, so
Let's move
moving
on.
on, we have few DC fans here. So let's move to Delhi Capitals.
Yeah, let's grab DC.
Let's Delhi. So what's the
This Taklu, let's first thing, forget about the players. Let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend himself, that goddamn Taklu. What goes on in his head? What is that aura? Holy fucking shit.
there are few questions that I can never find the answers for them, but
Yeah.
I
Okay,
don't know
so
how
the
they manage
first
to
thing,
bid for everything and get a good looking squad.
every year DC looks good. DC always has the most amount of balance every year in terms of
Hmm.
batting versus bowling versus all rounders, the
On
depth,
paper.
the bowling options, everything is on paper. But somehow they always end up lacking.
Yeah, so now that you brought the point of balance, so here how the balance looks like. So they have slotted
Yeah.
in nine all-rounders, six batters, six bowlers, and two wicket keepers. That looks very
Yes.
balanced.
Yeah. So as any T20 team is expected, you have to fill up your team with all rounders. But take a closer look at it. Aside from Akshar Patel,
I think this is the year.
all their other all rounders are uncapped.
Yeah, I think this
Aside
is
from
the year.
Akshar Patel.
This is something we both can relate. We have been telling this for past 18 years. I
You see
think
this
this is the
logo
year.
over here.
Yeah,
This
I think this is the
logo
year.
for you and us, it's all the same.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be the year for DC's women's team, though. Okay,
You
so
never
yeah,
know.
let's take a closer look at the uncapped all rounders, right? You have nine all rounders there, out of which only one is capped, that is Akshar Patel. Everybody else is uncapped, and that is something that is concerning because that means you are not sure about how to structure that side. I would
Hmm.
say Ashutosh Sharma is a guaranteed starter in this side among all those
Okay.
uncapped all rounders.
Hmm.
Then okay, so let's put together your four overseas options, right?
Yeah, you brought
Stark
a
has to
beautiful point
play.
over there, and this is how
Yeah,
it looks.
yeah. Stark has to play. JFM has to play. Let's say Tristan Stubbs has to play. The fourth option has to be a toss up between Faf and Brook, and I think they have to go Brook,
Yeah,
right? Because there's no space in the top order for Faf.
yeah, I think Faf more or less looks like a backup for JFM, which is very
Yeah.
sad and hurts me to say that he'll
Hurts
be
as an
bombed
RCB
in the
fan,
yeah,
yes. Yeah, Faf on the bench is going to be very unfortunate.
yeah.
But towards the second half of the season, I have a vision. The vision shows Harry Brook fucking up the rest of the IPL, at least towards the first half, and then they will find a way to play Faf at number three.
Mm. But Faf is deadly. Yeah, Faf is definitely deadly.
Faf is always deadly, man. Brook is inconsistent. That's what I'm saying. But if you look at the structure of the team right now, it's easier to take the call to play Brook at number five instead of playing Faf as an opener because you have JFM and KL Rahul opening. If they can slot in Faf at three and Stubbs at four, then then they could probably go ahead with someone like Ashutosh Sharma at five, Aksar Patel at six, and then they really don't have the depth in terms of their batting after that,
I
which is
like this
why
comment what Abhishek has put. So this would be the most sensible option. Make JFM and Faf open. Go hammer and tongs. That would be the
perfect.
deadliest opening pair.
I
Play
agree.
Rahul at don't make Rahul play again at open. So he'll play with the same mindset of playing till the end, building a long innings.
Yeah. So the problem I see with that is you're underutilizing Porel because Porel cannot bat outside of the top order. So once again, that puts you in a scenario where your middle order feels a little shaky, right?
See, although Porel is retained, I don't think it's necessary to play him in the 11,
Yeah,
considering the squad they got.
correct. So
So the
it is
best
pretty dicey.
possible lineup for Delhi would be play JFM, play Faf, make them
Faf,
open.
KL at three, perfect.
AL at 3, Stubbs at 4,
Stubbs.
Stubbs at 4, Aksar at 5, or Ashutosh.
Ashutosh at five. Come on, yeah.
Ashutosh at 5, Aksar at
Aksar.
6, or maybe
You
even
could you
to
could go Rizvi at six and Aksar at
you could
seven.
go Rizvi at 6. Yeah, I was coming there.
Yeah.
So Aksar at 7.
Eight, nine, ten,
Then
11 is very sorted, man. Kuldeep, Stark, Nattu, Fukesh.
yeah, this would be the best 11
Yes.
for Delhi.
Yeah.
Who all will be the
So
part of
in
leadership
okay, let's
group
let's
here?
also look at another very important factor for them. Akshar Patel and Kuldeep Yadav are their only spin options.
Considering they are playing in Delhi, which has become a road now,
Delhi has become a road that is okay,
yes,
but
become a
every
road.
once in a while you do find pitches on Delhi that are tough to bat on.
So not to forget, Stubbs can bowl a bit of off spin.
Stubbs can bowl bit of off spin. Okay, yeah, fine, sure. Part-time bowler.
Part-time
So they
bowler,
can
yeah.
manage. Yeah, they can manage something with that. Sure.
Samir Rizvi is an all-rounder.
Samir Rizvi is an all-rounder. We've not seen him bowl. We've only seen him bat, and hopefully he's a little more effective with the ball than he is with the bat. So if you look at it from that direction, yes, Ashutosh Sharma is a pace option, so he's not going to spin the ball for you.
Hmm. In
Stubbs
our
at
lineup,
5-12, Porel plays for
Porel
you.
doesn't have a space in our lineup actually. Uh,
Yeah, because it makes more sense to play Rizvi down the order. So what you're looking at over here is you are not by pushing Stubbs down and making Porel play at four, you are underutilizing Stubbs. I would say maximize Stubbs because
yeah,
he's your key player in the entire 11. I think Stubbs is going to be the biggest key for Delhi to go all the way. The entire lineup has to bat around Stubbs.
yeah, very valid point over
Right.
there with the
So
Stubbs.
you don't want to underutilize Stubbs by pushing him down to five. Keeping him
Hmm.
at four would be ideal for his own batting.
Hmm.
That's all.
Okay, with KL Rahul in the side, so they have just two wicket keepers over there. I think,
KL Rahul is a wicket keeper, brother.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Donovan Ferreira will be the backup. I think even Stubbs keeps, right?
Stubbs, no, Stubbs doesn't keep.
He doesn't keep.
No,
Okay.
KL is your keeper. KL is your keeper, and that
KL is a
is
keeper, yeah,
completely,
frontline
yeah,
keeper,
that's
yeah.
sorted. Yeah.
But isn't Stubbs like the quality of Glenn Phillips, like who can keep bat and
Not
bowl?
exactly. Not exactly. Stubbs is specifically a batter who can give you a few overs of off spin. There isn't any keeping.
You have KL Rahul. Why
Yeah,
do you need
KL
Porter
Rahul
as
is keeping. No, that's why I responded. I responded to him only just now.
well? Yeah, that's what I observed. In SA20, Stubbs keeps.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
So
When did he
Stubbs
keep?
is one of those very few players who can keep bat and bowl.
No, I'm with Vishal on this one. I'm really not gonna trust Stubbs with the
Yeah,
gloves.
definitely. He's
You
not a
have you
fluke.
have KL. You really don't have to look beyond KL with the gloves. Forget about everything else. KL is your first choice. If something happens to KL, then we'll sit and worry about it. But KL's fitness is fine only, man.
Yeah, let's also touch a few bases on the Karnataka players that Delhi got under the influence of Vijay
Vijay
Bharadwaj.
Bharadwaj. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, they roped in Karun Nair at base price.
Yes. Manat
Who was the
Kumar.
Manwant Kumar? So Karun Nair was the skipper this time in Maharaja Trophy, who led his side for the trophy. Yeah,
For victory, and he was the highest scorer, the most consistent batter, aside from Abhinav Manohar.
yeah, his T20 game
Because
definitely looked a lot better.
looks good. But again, there's no real place to play Karun Nair in this. How will KL balance keeping batting and captaincy all together? It is the same as what he's been doing all these years in both PBKS and LSG. I think what pulled him down in LSG was just the environment of the team because in PBKS he was doing the same thing and he was still cooking real hard.
I think
He was still giving you 500 plus seasons every year in
I think KL
PBKS.
would love to bat at Delhi, small ground, similar dimensions as Chinnaswamy, so he would like to bat
Yeah.
on such batting paradise. So what's your final rating for Delhi Capitals?
Delhi, I will go seven.
7.
Seven. Yeah, I'm giving them a slightly lower score because their all rounders are not proven enough. So their middle
Give
order still looks shaky. That's all I'm saying.
give captaincy to Faf, let KL just bat.
That is one way to look at it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you have a possible option, but Delhi would be looking forward to build a brand as well, not to forget. So you have KL Rahul, the most going name in Indian cricket. So
Yeah.
they would love to build a brand around a wicketkeeper batsman. They had Pant. So
Yeah.
it's the right stage to take over from Pant to
Yeah,
KL.
and once again, it's important to know that KL has now officially completed the Holy Trinity. No, not just the Holy Trinity. He's completed the Holy
No.
Quadrilateral,
Holy quadrilateral of trophyless teams.
trophyless teams. I know it is unfortunate. Losing Rishabh Pant was something I did not
Delhi
expect for
really needs a
Delhi.
mascot, yeah. They
Exactly.
initially had it with Iyer.
You need to build a brand is basically the goal here. I really don't look at IPL as a way for teams to build their players. It's completely branding. That's pretty much it. It's Desh ka kachra, bro. I'm really not a fan of the IPL
KL
in the
Rahul
first
is the
place.
hurricane of IPL.
I agree.
Why not even Virat Kohli? Hurricane is a
Yeah,
dear friend of Virat Kohli.
Harry Kane is an RCB fan, so
Yeah,
we've seen him with the jersey.
I think we are cursed because of that.
Yeah. No, if you look at Kohli's side of it, it is, born in Delhi, speaks Punjabi, plays for Bangalore, three
Oh,
teams that
legit.
haven't won. KL, on the other hand, has played for all the four teams that haven't won the trophy. So, dono bhai, dono tabai.
Yeah. So, what's the final rating for Delhi Capitals?
Again, I'd say seven only because of their all-rounder mix. I really thought they'd do better with the all-rounders.
Okay,
That's pretty much it.
let's go to the land of biryani.
This is terrorist team, macha. Not even kidding. It looks scary.
This is the most illegal team any team can have. So,
Absolutely
we
illegal.
remember speaking about illegal teams having in
Hmm.
Caribbean Premier League. I
Yes.
think
Trinbago Knight Riders.
Chicago Knight Riders had like
Yeah.
they had Russell. They had Russell, right? They had
They had, I think their lineup was Russell, Pollard, Puran or something like that, man. So,
yeah, like it was the most illegal lineup anyone could
and
even
they had Narayan
imagine.
opening for them, so it was insanely
I think
good.
they had a season
SRH is
where
scary.
they won the trophy without losing a match.
Yes. So the thing with SRH is they have actually done something that CSK also did. They have
Mhm.
filled only seven out of their eight overseas slots.
Okay.
That is weird to me because I'd say you, irrespective of how your auction goes, you always need to fill your eight overseas slots. Primarily for SRH, given that their core is built on overseas players.
Yeah.
So if something happens,
Valid.
you really need to back them up, right?
Yeah. You have
Look
three
straight
overs,
in.
straight up overseas, three.
Yeah. And so if you guys tuned into our mock auction, Ishan Kishan was actually sold to SRH at 12 crores, and we got real close to that. So props to Ankit Bopana. So
Yeah.
said yes, attack is the best form of defense, and SRH showed us that last year. And what did they lack last year? They lacked spin. What did they do this time? They went in, they bought Adam Zappa, they bought Rahul Chahar.
And they
And
also lacked the supporting bowler to Pat Cummins last season.
exactly. And that is completely sorted now with Mohammad Shami. The
And
only
Harshal
issue
Patel.
is no, that's what I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. The only issue is if you have Pat Cummins and Mohammad Shami bowling in that stadium, whatever SRH scores, subtract 100 runs from that because Jaydev Unadkat and Harshal Patel are going to cancel that out. Narayan will still open for. Okay, let's get to KKR soon. We'll get there. Let's finish SRH. Fine. Let's straight up get into the playing 11. Let me close my eyes. Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Nitish Reddy, Heinrich Klaasen, Abhinav Manohar. This is guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
Any questions? No, like no second opinions on this, right?
No second opinions. Please proceed.
Okay, so top six is done. Top six ali, you have also taken away three of your overseas options.
Done.
Now you're looking at your number seven. Who could it be? I'd say Pat Cummins is seven, Harshal Patel at eight.
Hmm.
9, 10, 11 would probably be along the lines of Shami, Unadkat, and Zampa.
Yeah.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
That's it.
So what else can they do with this? Let's say they need to look at an impact player role, right?
Mhm.
This playing 11 is very bowling heavy because they're playing four fast bowling options and a couple of spinners.
Mhm.
Another way to look at it, look on that pitch, you'll have Abhishek Sharma also giving you a spin option. You could always choose to play Rahul Chahar instead of Jaydev Unadkat if you want to play a second leggy,
Yeah.
right? And
No, like
there
Zampa is not in the 11 in Sachit's 11. So he has Pat, Klassen, Travis Head, and Zampa
and
is the
Zampa.
only. You had
Huh.
Zampa or in the impact
I
player list?
have no. I have Zampa in the playing 11. I have Head, I have Klassen, I have Zampa, and I have Cummins. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, what Zampa and Cummins have five overseas? Huh?
Yeah.
Who's the
How?
other fifth?
It's
It's
just
four
four.
only, no? Ah,
Yeah.
it's four only. So yeah, so this is the team that would probably be the strongest playing 11 that you can form with SRH. If you need to bring in an impact player and that impact player has to be an extra batter, you could bring either Sachin Baby or Atharva Taide, both of them unproven, not really that great, but I really don't think you need more batting than what you have in SRH right now.
Yeah, this is more batting. They can even loan out a few players for batting. But
Yeah.
do you think they'll breach the 300 mark this season?
I think the batting is capable of breaching the 300 mark, but I also think that the bowling isn't strong enough to defend the high scoring games,
Mhm.
right? So let's
But
say
in
it's a
fact,
game of 250.
does the bowling look upgraded over last year?
No, absolutely not, because you have downgraded from Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Natarajan,
Okay, fair
right?
enough.
So from okay, let's say that you've replaced your Bhuvi with your Shami.
Shami, done.
Almost very similar. Okay,
Like
that
to
is
like.
sorted. But Natarajan giving you the kind of economy that he did is not going to be given to you by Harshal Patel or Jaidev Unadkat. Unadkat he is going to be the same as last season. Okay, last season also he got belted only. This season also it will be the same. Year after year, Jaidev Unadkat comes there to get belted.
But
Your other option is Harshal Patel.
Reddy has shown enough promise with the ball
Correct,
over the
I
last
agree.
few.
But that doesn't mean that Reddy is going to be economical in any fashion. He is only
Yeah.
going to give you 2 or 3 overs, and that is probably to cover for Unadkat and Harshal's fuckery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Unathkat
I
is did
agree
have
with
that.
that. Unadkat is proper academy. There is no doubt there. We've seen him year after
He's
year
the VP of
underperforming.
the academy.
Yeah. So last year, SRH's weak link was Unadkat. They
Mm.
found a way to manage their bowling around that by like dropping him a couple of times and playing Markande in that place. So now you need to think about how you can structure it
SRH
around an
lacked the
extra.
backups. They
SRH
lacked,
does lack backups, yes,
last season they had Markram and Phillips warming the bench.
correct.
They had
This so that's what
Washington.
I
They
said,
had
right? That's what I
Washington
said,
Sundar warm the bench.
and that is primarily a reason why you need to fill all 8 overseas slots.
Yeah.
Markram went unsold this time, right?
Markham went to LSG at base price.
LSG at base price. Did Phillips go unsold? Phillips
Phillips
went
went
unsold.
unsold initially, then he was picked by GT at base price in the
Okay,
accelerated.
cool. Yeah. So these were two names that they could have gone back to because they need that flexibility in case of either Travis Head or Heinrich Klaassen losing out on some steam halfway through the tournament.
Yeah, so to wrap this up, what's the final rating for SRH?
Final rating for SRH, in my opinion, is going to be 8 because their team has actually they've upgraded their batting but downgraded their bowling.
Yeah,
Valid.
I think if they win the toss, they will win any game.
Fair, yeah.
Pretty
I
much they
agree.
can chase any total.
Easily. Chasing for SRH is cake, but if they bat first and they're restricted to anything around 200, then I'd say any team is capable of chasing that down.
Definitely. So next team would be KKR.
KKR. Okay. So someone had a question about KKR. No? Narayan opening for KKR. Let's get to that.
Yeah,
We'll take a look at the team structure now. Okay. Uh, so first glance, I like. Okay, let's talk about that Venkatesh Iyer bid first.
yeah. Let's talk
What
about
the
Venkatesh.
fuck was that?
It was
I
so
really thought I thought RCB had Venki at something around 11
loving.
because
Yeah,
yeah, and KKR were actually a little on the fence about it, but I don't know what motivated them to go that hard till 24. But there was a pause where Malika was looking around the room, last chance, fair warning, on my left, on my right, 180-degree, 360-degree, everything she was doing. And then that gave the opportunity for KKR to come back in and take it all the way to 24. But at first glance, it really screwed with my head. But now that you look at it slowly, it makes sense in terms of balance,
mm-hmm.
right? Because that middle order was initially boosted by Rinku, Russell, Ramandeep with the retentions itself.
Yeah,
Now you can pop Venkatesh Iyer above Rinku, right?
yeah.
So I think that would be your 3, 4, 5, 6.
But my question
No,
would
4,
be,
5, 6, 7.
who is the captain of
Who is the
KKR?
captain? Very good question. I really think they're looking at Venki as captain now.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe that's why they bid that hard for him. That I don't think there's any other reason. Um, KKR can defend title with this squad. I don't think so.
yeah,
Yeah, and I let me get to why. Because
yeah,
Narain and Salt opening for KKR last year was the base of everything that happened afterwards. Losing Salt and replacing Salt with Decock or Gurbaz is not going to give you the same structure. So
yeah.
that will actually also hinder Narayan's performance with the bat. And I think this will answer your question. I am actually skeptical about Narayan opening the batting again this year. I would much rather have Ankush Raghuvanshi at the top.
Interesting.
So the way I look
Raghuvanshi
at
and
it,
Russell open the batting.
sorry, what?
Raghuvanshi and Narayan opening the batting.
No, I was thinking Raghuvanshi and
Quinton de Kock.
Decock.
Yeah,
Decock.
you can't play de Kock anywhere else, and you need a
Yeah,
wicket keeper.
you need a keeper exactly.
Yeah, they have a problem.
So if something happens with Decock, if he's not performing, you can always sub him out for Gurbaz.
Yeah,
Right? So
and
I am primarily
what's
looking
a
at
good
Raghuvanshi and
replacement
Decock.
for KKR is Spencer Johnson at 2.8 crores for
Yes, big steal.
getting rid of Mitchell Stark.
Yeah, and that is not even the main thing. They have done an excellent job buying Rovman Powell to back up Russell.
Yeah,
Okay. Then they have also done another masterclass by bringing in Moeen Ali as backup for Narayan. So their core foreign contingent has really good backing up.
and they got Anrik Nokia and they backed him up with Umran Malik.
Yes. Sounds
Both are
great to
run
me.
machines, no doubt. Both are
Yeah, yeah,
ambulance, no
they're
doubt.
both going to leak. Yes, absolutely. But again, both of them are not even going to start in the playing 11 now, right?
Yeah, you have Harshit Rana. To back
Yeah,
him up, you have Vaibhav Arora.
correct. And you would start with maybe Spencer Johnson and you would play Russell, you would play
So,
Venki and Ramandeep.
so
So
your
all of them
four
will give you pace
overseas would
options.
be Razal Narain.
Yeah. So you have Russell, Narayan, Decock, and Spencer. I don't think they should start with Nokia.
Yeah,
Agreed?
I agree on this, but if they consider the experience factor, they might go with Nokia over Spencer.
Yeah, look, I have a feeling that they'll start with Nokia just like DC did last year and then realize halfway through that it's not the right fit for them. They
Yeah,
will probably go back to Spencer somewhere halfway through the tournament. So
Yeah,
let's
but
cook
there
up
are
a
also
playing
a lot of
11.
question marks with Russell coming into the tournament. He's not
Yeah,
fit, so he has had a few injuries. So only way to find out will be time.
correct. Fine. So let's get to the actual playing 11.
Yeah.
Let's say I open with Ankuresh Raghuvanshi and Quinton de Kock. Okay.
Okay.
I will actually leave number three for now. I will go with Venki at four.
Mm.
I will go with Rinku, Russell, Ramandeep 5, 6, 7.
Done.
Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11 will be Varun
The
Chakravarti,
nine.
Harshit Rana, um, Spencer Johnson, and one more.
Narain. Narain.
Narayan. Yes, Narayan, of course.
Narain at 8 means insane batting lineup. But I
Yeah,
don't think
good
he can
depth.
have his log in at 8, but he's a
He's
very
not.
good
No,
batting
no.
option.
He's a good player in the power play because the field is in. But
Mm.
Narayan with the bat is still not that great when he's batting at eight.
Yeah.
What are you looking at in terms of? See, you could always open with Narayan and make Ankush Raghuvanshi bat at three. That is still an option. But the reason I'm going with this team is because I want some stability with either Rahane or Manish Pandey at three.
Mm.
The reason that's going to help them is largely because a player like Gurbaz can be explosive but inconsistent. Ankush
Yeah.
Raghuvanshi is unproven. Russell,
Mm.
Rinku, Ramandeep, all they do is come and slog. So
Yeah.
it helps to have a stable number three.
Fair option.
Yeah. See, again, I agree with
QDK
I agree
Narain.
with Abhishek in that perspective, but QDK off late has really not shown great signs of form.
He is the most inconsistent opener you can find in the circuit of IPL.
Yeah. At this point, at this stage in his career specifically, I am not
Yeah.
I'm not taking away what he's done for MI in the past, but his current situation, what we saw from him in LSG last year, is a small hint that Dickok's game might be going downhill.
And not to forget, Decock is done with internationals, and
Yeah,
his template in terms of leagues around the world look the same. Look the same. So he starts
yeah,
brilliantly for the first two games, then it takes a dip.
yeah.
It's like it's the same.
It's a very classic case of Sanju Samson in the past.
Yeah.
Right?
So what's your
So
overall
it's
rating for KKR?
So how did their auction go? I think they really you really can't replace players like Phil Salt and Mitch Stark, and because of that, I will go with the 7.5 for KKR.
1.5 with KKR. Yeah.
All
Uh,
right, let's move forward.
yeah. Let's move forward. So we are left with we'll go with GT actually.
Let's go with GT. So when they on day one, I was loving the way GT was making its bids,
Mm-hmm.
but as day two came to a close, their middle order looks very shaky.
Mm.
And
Isn't
I
it a
think
classic GT?
it looks very classic GT. Yes, I think Joss Butler is the only flashy one over there. Everything else is very classic GT.
Yeah. So you don't expect them to play on paper, but
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
very
it's
good
yeah,
play.
it's another one of those cases you don't expect them to play on paper, but I'd say their bowling
I think
also
GT
has
has very good backups. Like they can have two
yes,
separate
yes,
11s,
absolutely,
like to like the
yes.
11s, but that that middle order factor that you mentioned looks very volatile at this point.
Correct. So there's
If
two ways to look at it. Um, the first question they'd be asking themselves is, do you trust Prasidh Krishna as a bowler? Because if the answer to that is yes, then you play him in the primary playing 11. If the answer to
Mhm.
that is no, then he is only a backup for Siraj, and that means you're looking at both Rabada and Kodsia along with Siraj as your pace trio. Okay, I think that is a better way to go about it. But what does
Mhm.
that do? That takes away the option of you being able to play Sherfin Rutherford as your middle order player.
Yeah. So
I
let's just go over the
look at
overseas
the
squad.
overseas. Exactly. So now let's look at it that way. Your first choice is going to be
Butler.
Butler at the top. You cannot leave out Rashid, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to play Rabada,
You have to play Rabada.
which leaves you with an option between Sherfin Rutherford and Gerald Coetzee
Or Glenn Phillips.
or Glenn Phillips. Yes, but I would look at one of these two because of the way the team is structured, and we'll get to that in a second. But
I think
if
GT
you
is backed
go,
with a lot of left-handed batsmen.
yes, they have Mahipal Lomror, they have Sai Kishore, Tewatia.
Yeah.
So
Rutherford,
even Gilchrist Rawat is also a part of
Gilchrist.
that lineup. Sai Sudarshan is also there.
So
So
that's
there is
a
a lot.
heavy left-handed middle order over there.
Yes. So
Washington
if they
Sundar.
go inside Chennai, yeah, Washington. So if they go inside Chennai and something happens, something cooks with Ravi Ashwin bowling a little bit of half spin to this lineup, then a lot could go wrong.
Cook.
So look, in their all-rounder section, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is where you want to fill up your middle order.
Yeah.
Your one, two, three is obviously going to be Gill, Butler, and Sai. Let's look
Yeah.
beyond that now. Okay, that was the
Yeah.
most obvious top
Most
three
obvious.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with the middle order is Shah Rukh Khan has not performed for them.
Yeah.
Sai Kishore is more of a bowler than a batter.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone like Sherfin Rutherford can only play if you leave out Gerald Coetzee, which means you're trusting Prasidh Krishna as a bowler.
Okay.
Washington Sundar, again, not completely proven as a batter, more of a bowler.
Yeah.
Mahipal Lamror is okay, but he's inconsistent as a batter, as we saw last year.
Lot of question marks here.
Yeah. So I think you need to give Mahipal Lamror that clarity that he is going to bat at five, and you have to play Shah Rukh Khan at four.
Yeah. Just give him the
Okay.
clarity and that slot to Shah Rukh Khan and back him, and he will definitely deliver. The thing with Shah Rukh
Correct.
Khan is he has been played by
Played around
Punjab
with. Yes,
GT with
absolutely.
his
I
slots.
agree. So, because of the existence of Tewatia, Miller, and Rashid in the previous year of GT, they had to play around a lot with Shah Rukh Khan and Abhinav Manohar's positions.
Yeah,
And that
and
has
not to forget,
changed this year.
teams have started to figure out Rahul Tewatia at this point. Like he's
Yes, I agree.
one-dimensional in the leg side zone.
Exactly. So, okay, so let's say you fix Mahipal Lomror at number five. You have to
Mm-hmm.
play Tewatia at six,
Mm-hmm.
Washington Sundar at seven. You go Gerald Coetzee at 8, Kagiso Rabada 9, Mohammad Siraj 10, Rashid. Oh, yeah, I missed Rashid. So push these three down. Play Rashid a little higher. That's all.
Yeah. So I think yeah, Abhishek makes a solid point. So they will miss that Miller Tewatia combination.
I agree. The reason Tewatia performed that well was because he had Miller with him. So
Yeah.
it'll be difficult for Tewatia to perform with a bunch of other underperformers around him. So I don't know if GT again. It's a classic case of people stating that they don't know if GT can go all the way this time. But I think it's another case of the same this year.
Yeah, but just looking at the balance that this squad has got, I would give this an 8 based on the balance.
8 based on the balance, but 7 because after the way they started in the auction, they really fell off.
Yeah.
So I'll deduct a point from them for that. Um,
Yeah, but
are we going
quality
LSU or
backups.
RR next?
Quality backups. Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
move on
quality
to
backups for sure. RR.
yeah.
Okay, I think this is the most shit team in the entire auction.
Who
I'm
put
not even
Virat
kidding.
with RR here? Okay, that's a mistake over
Huh?
there.
What a weird.
Oh wait, I think it's selected to all the players. Okay, let me just sort it
Oh,
out.
okay, okay.
Yeah, RR.
Perfect. Okay. So, aside from RR's retentions, what did they buy in this auction? In all honesty, they bought a 13-year-old for 1 crore in Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Right? Just because he has batted well, just because he has cleared the boundary against a bunch of under 19 players, does not mean he's going to give you the same kind of performances in RR. And I understand that it is just something that they're trying to do to try to groom a player, right? It doesn't mean he's going to have to play in the playing 11. But there is no way you're paying 1 crore to a 13-year-old
Just for the memes, considering it's
for the
Rajasthan and
memes. Yeah, bro, that's actually crazy. Like I like that they bought Nitish Rana because at this point they really needed that. But their bowling looks so bad this time. It's such a downgrade from Ashwin, Chahal, and Bolt. So
yeah,
bad.
just continue with Rajasthan
I
Royals
swear, I
while I
swear.
go fill up my water bottle.
Oh Lord. Okay, so I think while Sumuk goes and fills up his water bottle, let's figure out a tiny little playing 11 for these guys. It's very obvious that they want Yashasvi Jaiswal and Sanju Samson to open this time. Given that Sanju Samson's performances for India have come as an opener, he, as a captain, would look to make sure that he stays in form for his India games, right? There will be no more justice cribbing on Twitter that army needs to shut up now. Sanju has started performing for India and let's hope it stays that way. So Jaiswal and Sanju opening. Let's go with Nitish Rana at 3. Let's have Parag at 4. We will get Dhruv Jurel at 5, Hitmair at 6. Batting looks fine. This is where the problem begins. You will have Wanindu Hasaranga at 7, Jafra Archer at 8, Sandeep Sharma at 9, Tushar Dengskonde at 10, and your number 11 is probably how many overseas slots did I fill? I filled up Shimran Hetmeyer, I filled up Hasaranga, I filled up Jafra Archer. That means they have to play Tikshana. One between Tikshana and Faruqi. That means they have Jafra, they have Tushar and Sandeep bowling pace, they have Hasaranga and Tikshana bowling spin. Riyan Parag gives them a couple of overs of spin. Maybe Nitish Rana gives you off spin as well. But overall, this team looks horrendous. I'm not even kidding. Yes, Jafra is injury prone. So I'm surprised that they've spent 12 crores on Jafra. 12 crores on Jafra means that you're giving him his own money to buy his own ambulance and his own government hospital.
This team looks like a proper comedy this time.
Did you listen to the playing 11 that I hatched out?
Mm, no,
Bat,
not really actually.
batting looks the same. Okay.
Mm,
You lost Butler, so you're opening with Sanju and Jaiswal. You play
mm,
Nitish Rana at 3.
mm,
Samson has to open because India Lou is opening and it's obvious now. Rana
mm.
at 3, Parag at 4, Jurel and Hetmeyer 5 and 6. After this, problems start because you have Ranga at 7, Jafra at 8, followed by Sandeep Sharma and Tushar Deshpande and this guy, Tikshana.
Gone. This is the most cooked up team.
It is so bad, man. Like they downgraded so hard, it's not even funny. They could have done so much better at the auction, but they overspent on Jafra Archer just for an ambulance. And
They had far better options. They could have gone for Hazelwood.
yeah, I think retaining Hetmeyer ahead of Butler was a mistake, in my opinion.
Definitely. And I think they clearly overpaid Jurel.
Jurel, yes, I agree.
So they missed the
So
trick.
because
And
because Jurel was capped, they ended up having to pay more for him. They couldn't keep him at a lower price. So You remove that 4 crores from Sandeep Sharma, their overall expenditure still came up to close to 70 crores there.
Yeah.
And that's what got them in this whole trouble. They lost Ash, they lost Chahal, they lost Bolt, they lost Butler. They lost the core of their bowling and they lost a key from their batting lineup. And you've replaced Butler with Nitish Rana. Come on, man.
They replaced Trent Bolt with Tushar Deshpande.
Yeah.
Best replacement.
They replaced Chahal with Hasaranga, which is exactly what RCB did a couple of years ago. Instead of 10.75, it's 5.25, almost exactly half of that price. Almost. They
Yeah.
did mess up retentions. I agree. They could have
I
done
pity
better.
for Dravid to taking up this role at Rajasthan Royals after
Yeah,
such a good stint with India.
yeah. So Jurel was a screw up. Hetmeyer, in my opinion, was also a screw up. They shouldn't have paid that much for Hetmeyer in the first place. But yeah, I mean, they have to manage with what they have. 14 for Jurel, no scene, bro.
Yeah. I would rate this team a 4 out of 10.
I agree. I was going to say 4 as well.
Yeah. So that brings us to LSG.
And let's see. Is this our last team on the list or what?
Yeah, this is our
Last
last
one?
team.
Okay, cool. We can go sleep after this. Lovely.
Yeah.
I think LSD did a good job, honestly. Their middle order looks
Let's
scary
get
as hell.
Rishabh Pant. Let's start with Rishabh Pant.
Yeah.
So,
Rishabh
90,
Pant, the curious case of Rishabh Pant, is another masterclass from Delhi's Takru.
yeah, credit where
Because
it's due. Like, he was tactically on point with the Rishabh Pant move.
LSG had him at 20. Everyone knew that Delhi does not want Rishabh Pant back.
Yeah.
But this guy picks up his RTM card and waves it around like an absolute fucking lunatic, only for LSG to up that price from 20 to 27.
Yeah, like,
Brr.
so the most tactical thing to do was just quote 25 lakhs higher than whatever he raised the RTM for, and they
Correct.
wouldn't have picked Rishabh
They
Pant.
wouldn't have.
But
But they
Goenka
weren't
being the,
willing to take that risk.
yeah,
So Goenka has a little bit of a history that I would like to tell you about. Let's go back to Rising Pune Supergiant 2016.
yeah,
Thala as captain underperforms. So he started off with a wicketkeeper captain there who underperformed. He got sacked. They brought Steve Smith as captain instead. Made it to the finals.
finals, nearly won.
Next, you have KL Rahul underperformed, made it to the playoffs twice, couldn't go past that, got sacked. Is LSG ready to ruin the life of another wicketkeeper batter?
Definitely yes.
Absolutely. Let's go, Goenka. I
Let's
see the
go.
vision.
Let's see the vision.
Rishabh
Let's start.
Pant's
With that
downfall
quote,
begins
let's
here.
start.
Yeah. Let's
So,
let's begin with the playing 11.
yeah, Rishabh Puran Miller. On paper, it's
Easy.
definitely firepower names,
You go
but
3 for 5
yeah,
or
three,
you go
four,
4 5
five,
6.
whatever. But I'll be a little bit blatant with Rishabh Pant. So he is not good. Like from what we saw this season, he's not that great with
I
the
agree.
IPL.
He is inconsistent in T20s. He's not the same, but
And
Pant at 3 still feels okay to me.
considering they play at Lucknow, which is a large
Yes, that's the
ground,
biggest
and
issue.
the track is really bad, like a rank turner. I
Yes,
don't think Pant will work out over there. Like you need,
correct.
they had the best option of KL Rahul who can play the scenario over there.
Yeah.
I don't,
Good
Rishabh Pant,
question.
yeah,
Bro is asking who the fuck are the openers for LSG. I really have no clue. I think they might have to go along the direction of Mitch Marsh.
Yeah, but anywhere mismatch in the middle, your team is gone.
Yeah. So you're opening with Mitch Marsh. Look, one way to look at it is you could also open with Pant.
Yeah,
I wouldn't support that. Pant at three makes more sense to me.
it's ideal.
Yeah, it's ideal. It gives him, it feels like the right place to play him overall. But
Yeah.
let me bring forward a nice little perspective to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at their bowling, Ravi Bishnoi, Mayank Yadav, Mohsin Khan, Akash Deep, Avesh Khan,
Not at all
all
threat.
full Indian core. They don't have like I don't see them playing Shamar Joseph at all, which means um, they have the liberty to go foreign player heavy in the top order, which means they
Mm-hmm.
can open with Aiden Markram and make him open alongside Mitchell Marsh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you play Pant at three, you play Puran at four, you play Miller
Miller.
at five, Badoni at six.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
your number seven will be probably Shabazz Ahmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8, 9, 10, 11 would be Bishnoi, Mayank, Mohsin,
Akashdeep.
and Avesh Khan. Or you'd go, okay, one between Mohsin and Akashdeep.
Yeah.
Bishnoi, Mayank Yadav, and Avesh Khan are guaranteed. So you have to pick one between
What about Mayank
Akashdeep
Yadav?
and. That's what I said, no? Bishnoi, Mayank Yadav, and Avesh Khan
Okay.
are guaranteed.
Okay. So in Delhi Premier League, I think Ayush Badoni was opening for his side,
Yeah,
right?
that
And
is
he
one way
made
to
some
look at it.
massive scores. So that could be a possible option for LSG.
Sure. If you go in that direction, then I'd say play Markram at 4 and then go Puran 5 and Miller 6, which is ideally not how I would look at it because Puran at 4 feels perfect to me.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to maximize what you have with Markram and this guy, Mitch Marsh.
Yeah.
I'd say they would do a better job than Banoni, that's all.
Yeah. But considering their graveyard home venue,
This is not a team that is structured out batting wise for Lucknow. Bowling
yeah.
wise, I still think players like Akash Deep, Avesh Khan, all
And
these guys will do well in
and the
Lucknow.
bowling doesn't look threatening at all.
Not at all. Yes, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, Puran, yes, this is a good stat to have.
Yeah. Puran
Again,
Pant are like either they go big or go home.
they go home, exactly. So LSG once again does not look too threatening. A lot. So let's get back to what Robin Uttappa was saying about RCB. Right, he was having a lot of skeptical views about RCB, and somehow was speaking along the lines of how it might be one of the worst teams. But now that we've analyzed all of them, I would
Mm.
place RR and LSG at the bottom.
Easily.
Yeah. RCB actually makes it to the top five again.
Yeah.
So that means calculator comes in.
As usual, we never leave our best friend calculator.
Of course. So now that we've covered all the teams, again, for those who are watching, probably, I think we have one viewer, bro. I don't know how this guy's awake.
Hey, there are
But
six viewers, I guess.
Sixa.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, so if we had to put together a set of teams that could make it to the playoffs,
Mhm.
who would be your picks?
Mm.
I'd
Mumbai.
say MI tops.
Am
Yeah,
I?
MI tops it. SRH tops it.
Am I? SRS stops it. Uh,
I will go
I'll probably go with
RCB and
RCB at
Punjab.
three.
Yeah.
RCB at three, and it's a
On
bit of
paper, Punjab.
it's a tussle between Delhi and Punjab for me.
Yeah, that's what it's one, two. I have a feeling that two of the Holy Trinity will make it to the playoffs this time.
Yeah. So
So it depends on whether it's RCB Punjab, RCB Delhi, or Delhi Punjab. So it all comes down to the final
I'll
calculator there.
I'll just go with the data and with my love for KL Rahul, so I'll just pick Delhi.
Let's go DC. Yeah, let's pick Delhi.
So I believe Punjab is still Punjab from 2022. So I expect Punjab to finish fifth or sixth.
Punjab likes to finish sixth.
Yeah.
I am expecting CSK to have another decent season, but somehow, based on the teams right now, I would rank it in the order MI, SRH, RCB, DC. Let's say maybe
Yeah, top four is enough.
who's
Like the bottom six
yeah,
doesn't really matter.
bottom six is all. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Correct.
Doesn't matter. I feel CSK will have a backfire in their own backyard.
I actually have a very similar feeling because every other team, I mean, the only team that is capable of losing to CSK this time in their own backyard is RCB
Mm.
because of our lack of spin options. MI has good spin options. Delhi has Kuldeep and Aksar, which is insane right there.
Hmm.
Every team, like SRH, has also picked up a bunch of good spinners. So everything looks great for them.
Lot
See,
of optimism for
Ponting.
Punjab has always been there.
So it all comes down to how Ponting and Maxi can work together. I still don't think Maxi's form is going to help Punjab in this case, but on paper they look great. That's all I'm saying.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good streamlines.
Good stream. Yeah. I think with that we can wrap up this initial thoughts about auctions. So let us know if you would like to do detailed uh, thoughts about specific teams. We'll definitely be revisiting RCB soon
Yeah,
in
yes,
December.
absolutely.
A bit of time
Yes,
for the fans to just let everything
calm
sink
down. Yes, sink in.
in, and we'll come
I
back.
mean, what's next on the list? Probably a BGT review once this series is
We,
done.
yeah,
Let's see.
lot of things happening.
Absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema. We shall see you soon. It's 1:57. Thank you
It's
for whoever
157.
watching.
Whoever has stayed up, Abhishek, God bless you. Another 36, you will find out very soon, my brother.
Yeah.
From Aussies or from India? That's the right question to be asking because I only believe in Jassi Bhai. All right. See you,
Yeah.
lads.
With that, we'll
Have
wrap
fun.
up this stream. Good
Jai Sri
night.
Ram. See you. Bye bye.